what percentage of people, serious question, would you say of your generation at college right now are smoking Juul or doing Juul? Or doing Juul?
Say probably
Are you serious?
Yeah. Like it really is.
3, 2, 1, clap. 3, 2, 1, clap. 3, 2, 1, clap. That's so funny that it's so delayed.
That should
Someday I'll
definitely be
figure that out.
put in the beginning of the video because I think people would want to see that.
Hey, like if people Googled on YouTube, people clapping, it would just be us clapping.
And then they'll be like, "What's this?" And you gotta do it with your eyes closed. In the U.S. in that counterterrorism attack, how Osama Bin Laden's son was killed, and
Yes.
And there's like lots of other. Isn't President Trump planning other like counterterrorism kind of attacks? I don't know, in the next few days. I was reading a few things about it, but I don't know much about it.
yeah, so I think I was kind of like just like curious to hear more like the full story from you, kind of like what you knew about it, and just because I feel like I've seen bits and pieces of the story, but I feel like I don't really know the whole like backing, like what like led up to this exactly.
Well, tell our viewers first what year you were both born.
1999.
2000.
Yes. How far apart? Couple months, right? 4 months?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was not that much older than you, a couple years, when September 11th happened. Osama Bin Laden was the mastermind of it. As you know, he was on the run for 9-10 years, something like that. And SEAL Team 6, or one of the SEAL teams, Navy SEAL teams, got him and killed him. He had many wives. He had many children. And this counterterrorism operation in the Afghanistan-Pakistan region, his son got caught up in it. This is more about, well, what this brings up is a larger issue about Afghanistan. Your entire lifetime, pretty much, is how long it's been since September 11th happened. We just, had the 18th anniversary of it. You guys are, 19, right? Mm-hmm. Both of you? So that's an entire generation of people, essentially. There are people born right around you that are eligible for the military now. And you don't even remember why we went into Afghanistan. And people like me, who served on active duty, who served in the Middle East, not in Afghanistan. In my case, it was Kuwait and Iraq. Like, back then, we knew the reasons that we went there. It's controversial why we went to Iraq. Not as controversial as why we went to Afghanistan. But it wasn't that controversial at the time when we went in to both of those countries to make sure that something like September 11th would never happen again. Now, we're coming up on 2020, and we're still in Afghanistan, and we still have a small contingent in Iraq. But Afghanistan right now is the bigger question as to why we need to have troops there. And a lot of people like me, who were very supportive of both Iraq and Afghanistan and our involvement in it, I personally have no regrets about my support for those two missions. But now it's like, okay, my buddies who I went through ROTC with and have spent an adult lifetime in the military have been back to both regions like 5 or 6, in some cases 7 times. And then I have your generation, and you have an older brother, Sarah Kate. I don't know if you know that, Joey, who is of age for the military. Like, it's not that far-fetched that Joey might say after college, you know what, I want to join the Air Force or join the Navy or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And he was like a toddler during that time. So this is the longest war we've ever been in. It's not the deadliest, obviously, but it's the longest. And are we going to be fighting this in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years?
What is like the
people died just this past weekend? I don't know. That's to me what this larger, what this story brings up to a larger question.
What is like the main like purpose we are still fighting? Do we have I don't know if it's a stupid question, but like what's like the main like end goal?
It's a good question.
But
it is to stop people like Osama Bin Laden and his son and his cohorts, these people who are militant Islamists, they have this extreme view of the Muslim religion that says that it is their duty in life to kill infidels. And basically an infidel is anyone who doesn't agree with their particular interpretation of the Muslim religion. Even other Muslims. It's their goal to kill them. And so they aim for the most powerful people to do that. It's all part of their religion. The Islamists I'm talking about, the extreme Islamists. I'm not talking about the entire Muslim religion. It is part of what they believe they're on earth for, to like kill innocent people. That they're doing what God wants them to do when they do that. And there are contingents of them in Afghanistan. The argument goes, if we remove our troops from there, that will create a vacuum which terrorists will fill, the Taliban and Al-Qaeda, and there'll be a base for terrorist attacks on us and our allies more than there were before. So It's almost like we have our finger in the dike and we can't take it off because it might trickle out that terrorism.
Right, we don't want to see
the other argument,
repercussions of what could happen if we pulled out.
Yes. And this happened in Iraq when President Obama pulled all the troops out, even though his advisors told him you shouldn't do that. It's going to be filled by ISIS, and lo and behold, it was. And then we beat ISIS, but it keeps happening again. It's not an easy answer, but it is one of those. Okay, if things flare up again, we're not going to have something like September 11th again. Knock on wood. I mean, I think our Department of Homeland Security and a lot of other institutions will prevent that from happening. Our military, the biggest one, but. I'm becoming more and more, the endless war argument is more appealing to me, meaning we shouldn't have endless wars.
So are you kind of more in favor of, so where do you kind of stand on that? Are you interested in finding a way to end this and pull the troops out? Because like you were saying, like how it's been going on for a generation now, is that like what you're, okay.
Yes. I'm leaning more towards that. I'm open more to that. And a lot of it is personal. Like, I talk to my friends who are still in, who've told me, like, off the record, not off the record, but just, not to say their names and stuff, but they've told me, they're like, Mike, the Afghanistan war is pointless right now. Like, there's nothing that is changing there. We're not making any difference. Yeah. It's an absolute mess, and there's no reason to fight there. It's not like we're fighting for ground or something. And I take that, I can't just sit there like a pig-headed person and say, nope, we can't fight them. If we don't fight them there, we'll fight them here. Like, that was a talking point from 15 years ago. Yeah. I don't know that it's applicable anymore.
Well, yeah, and I feel like one of the most valid opinions are the people who are there, seeing it firsthand, and the ones who are having to sacrifice the most to be there. Their opinions should be kind of the ones that we hold the highest. Yeah.
And most of my friends who are still in the military, they're not anti-war. They're not anti-national defense, obviously. They're just like stop sending me to places where we don't need to be.
Yeah.
So, and that is one issue. I got to be honest that over years that my opinions have changed on. Again, not about going into Iraq or Afghanistan. I still think that was right back then, but it's 16, 17, 18, 19 years after that now.
Yeah.
So, Mary Frances, I don't want to divulge any of your medical situations, but you have been somebody who, on occasion, has gotten a cold. Is that safe to say?
Yes. That's true.
Don't your Aunt Joan, nails into me patient confidentiality. We don't talk about people's medical situations. So, Glenn, you can say whatever you want. Hey, I broke my nose 4 times or whatever, but I'm not gonna. But that's yours to say. Anyway, so I saw this life hack, these 42 life hacks that I think you'll appreciate. Are either of you trying to quit smoking?
I am.
Yeah.
Okay. Go to a sauna 3 days in a row, and you'll sweat out the nicotine. It'll be easier to quit. Huh. There you go. 15 straight minutes of laughter has the same health benefits as 30 minutes of sit-ups. How about that?
Cool. That's
Laughter's super healthy for you.
I know, I've heard before if you laugh for like 24 hours straight, you'd get like a 6-pack, but also you'd probably like die. I remember, I think I'd always hear that in elementary school growing up, and I never knew if that was like
true.
anywhere near like accurate or not. But
no, though, first of all, you can't laugh for 24 hours straight. But laughter is extremely healthy for you. And yeah, it is like doing sit-ups. 30 minutes of sit-ups, just 15 minutes of laughter. That burns a lot of calories too. Trying to eat less, use a smaller plate. If you help your mind think there's more food, and it limits the pile you can put on your plate. Do you see?
That's really accurate. In the sorority house, the plates they give us are tiny, so it's like I'm like I feel like they're trying to like make us like have like good portion control or something. They're like little tiny little plates, and so then I'm like, so then you can only put so much on it. Then I'm like, I don't want to go back for like 4 plates, so I'm just gonna eat like 1, and then I guess I eat less. So I don't know.
Why don't you read the next one?
Putting a Tums pill on a painful mouth ulcer will cause it to go away in a matter of hours. Huh. That's good enough.
You are 47% more likely to live an extra decade if you eat home-cooked meals 5 times a week. You can't eat any home-cooked meals at college, can you?
I do. We have an in-house chef who cooks lunch and dinner every day. And breakfast.
What? You guys don't go to the DFAC like you did last year, the dining facility?
No. I mean,
so
you can pay.
Money.
Yeah, well, that. And actually, okay, not to hate on UGA dining services. Better than most schools, but it's like, still, like,
I just didn't eat it as much as anticipated.
Yeah.
So I did not get another one. But it's good.
I'm
just not there for 3 meals.
Some people do commuter meal plans after they're not freshmen anymore and living off campus where you have like a lunch or something. But if you're in the sorority house, you're required to be on that meal plan. We have a chef and his staff, and they make really good food, so it's pretty clutch.
But on small plates.
Well, no, it's just like buffet style, but like you're given a small plate.
Oh yeah, if you're eating buffet style, you can fill up like 10 plates. As long as they're small, you won't gain weight.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Read the next one, Sarah Kate.
You can shrink a pimple in minutes by putting a dab of Listerine on it. The alcohol will dry it up and cause it to fade. I knew that because my mom used to put toothpaste on mine.
Huh.
Because there's stuff in that also.
Oh. Wow, so you had a pimple at least one time in your life? Because I never did.
Oh.
Pimples don't run in our family.
Yeah. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't understand.
You're not blood related.
No, I'm just kidding. I did have pimples. Not a lot.
I also knew that Katie used to do that.
The gel from an Advil liquid gel will cure a pimple right away. I did not know that.
This you guys should do. Chewing the same flavor gum when taking a test as you did when studying will improve your memory.
I heard that before. Accounting last year and this, like accounting 1 and accounting 2, I always chew gum during the class and I chew gum during the test. That's the only class I've ever done it before.
They teach you that when you're like studying for the ACT and stuff. They tell you like mint or like gum or something, candy with the same flavor.
How about we just do it in order? Just keep doing it.
Okay. Next time you have a bad sore throat, eat marshmallows.
How to fix your sleep schedule. Your circadian rhythm can be manipulated by your eating schedule. Stop eating during the 12 to 16 hour period before you want to be awake. Once you start eating again, your internal clock will be reset as though it's the start of a new day, and your body will consider the time you break your fast as your new morning.
Have either of you traveled to time zones like in Europe or in the Far East?
I went to Japan.
Okay, yeah, so this is something that you could use if you went to Japan, again, to get your jet lag. This is basically to fix jet lag. Or if you're all messed up from pulling an all-nighter.
Your turn.
30 minutes of exercise can make you 10% smarter.
Insanely fast cardio workout.
Yeah, you don't have to read all of these. But that is really good. I've done that before. It's like, if we don't have time to work out, 4 minutes. That will mess you up, but get you in good shape. You don't need 24 hours of laughter. You need 4 minutes of that insanely fast cardio workout.
I screenshotted it. Might try it out sometime.
Yeah. We'll do it together next time we see, all 3 of us, and Aunt Joan.
Okay. Sore throat cold remedy. Mix hot water, 2 tablespoons of honey, 2 tablespoons of vinegar, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and a dash of cinnamon. Mix well and drink, and you'll feel better within hours. That's good to know, too.
All right, there's 30. Right? There's 30 more of these. Let's slowly go through them and stop when you do one that you want to talk about, all right? Okay. Ooh, did you know when you get burned, applying toothpaste to it soothes the pain and stops the burning?
Eating salmon can help your hair grow faster.
That's good to
Yes,
know.
you both have that problem. You should eat more salmon.
I'm vegetarian, sorry.
Smiling, something you guys do way too much of, naturally lifts the muscles in the face and slows down the rate at which we age. Yeah, that's what I tell people, because people come up to me all the time and say, how would you describe your nieces? And I say, have you ever heard of the movie Joker? And they say, oh yeah, the guy who has like a permanent smile on his face. That's my nieces. They never don't smile.
I don't know.
Did you get to the one about the phone radiation?
Oh, that's so cool. Wait, this is cool. Drink half a glass of water before bed and half a glass when waking up can serve as a psychological cue to remember all of your dreams. I never remember my dreams. It makes me mad. Like, so I'll wake up, I'll be like, that was such a cool dream. And then I'll like try to recap it and I'm like, what the heck? I can't remember it.
And then you miss class.
Always.
I only started doing this recently. Don't wet your toothbrush after you put on toothpaste. Water will reduce the healthy benefits of the toothpaste. Did you know that?
I do water before, just because.
Yes, but don't wet the toothpaste.
Okay, I don't.
All right, this sounds disgusting and unhealthy. Did you read the cauliflower one?
Yeah. But
read it, Sarah Kate.
Cauliflower dipped in barbecue sauce tastes almost the same as chicken nuggets, and it's infinitely healthier.
That just definitely wouldn't taste like a chicken
nugget.
That's
like an opinion.
That's stupid.
I don't know. Maybe they're right.
No duh.
That's stupid.
All right, that teeth whitener one, I don't believe, but again, gotta try it.
Well, baking soda whitens it, but not strawberries.
What did you say? Do either of you get severe migraines?
No.
Good. Grape juice is the cure.
Weird.
I knew that.
Oh, the banana face mask? Yeah.
No, if your throat itches, scratch your ear.
The last one, I think, is quite practical.
Do we want to read it, or do you want one of us to? Yeah.
Well, just look at the picture we're putting on the screen right now. It's right there.
I used to do
that. Oh, yeah, there
room.
it is. Take an empty tissue box and attach it to a full tissue box with rubber bands. Then, as people need a tissue, they can throw it away in the empty box.
That's
Works great
smart.
if you have a cold.
Because like whenever I'm like at home, I'm like on the sofa with a cold. Like I'll have the tissue box at the, like on like the coffee table, but my mom always gets mad at me because I'm using them. It's like I don't want to get up. Like when you're sick, you want to lay down every time you blow your nose to throw it away. But if I leave them on the coffee table, my mom gets mad, which because it is kind of gross, I guess, in like a public area to all your germs for your tissues. But I'm not gonna stand when I'm blowing my nose every 5 minutes to go throw it away. So I don't know.
It's a great idea.
Genius. All right.
Sarah Kate.
Yes.
What you got for me?
Something funny. Did you send it to him?
Yeah. They're not my best, but
I thought this one was funny.
See, we can't put this on the podcast.
Wait.
No, the other one, though.
Which one?
The Trump one.
The one about the wall.
funny. This is good. We're gonna be getting a good hour.
I just love President Trump's face. He's like, wall.
Well, it's like stuff like that. Like I wish like everybody could laugh at. Like even if like whatever. Like no matter where you are. Like you try to be lighthearted to take something like that sarcastically and not be like so freaking sensitive about everything. Like it's funny. Like that is funny. Like objectively speaking, that's just like funny.
Yeah.
What's better than your first ripoff of a new Juul pod not being addicted to nicotine?
He doesn't get
Name
it.
something better. I'll wait.
He was okay. Never mind. He didn't get it. It's okay.
Okay. All right. Are you guys into the Juul thing?
No.
Do you know any men who are into the Juul thing?
Well, I know women too who are into
Yes.
the Juul thing.
Some girls are really? Some women?
Almost every boy
It has
or
no
girl.
gender
It's not a gender thing.
thing.
Almost every boy or girl in college owns a Juul and is addicted to nicotine. I don't know. Almost every. That might be an
Really?
exaggeration, but majority, yeah.
Majority own, and
people do it in
majority
class.
Of the majority
Mhm.
are addicted. Yes.
What percentage of people, serious question, would you say of your generation at college right now are smoking Juul or doing Juul?
I'd say at least-
Or doing Juul?
Say probably like 75. I don't know. Is that
75%?
At least, yeah. I was gonna say like 80.
really is like.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Like it really is most. Like the fact that we like neither of us own Juuls like or do it like, you should be like shocked.
Oh my
like it's not that's
gosh.
not normal.
That is a news item in itself right now.
A lot of people are starting
is
to
crazy.
move away from Juuls because they don't want to be addicted anymore. So there's like one-time use things called Stigs, or like there's other brands that you can buy, and it's like you buy it and you don't like buy more pods for it. You buy it, it'll last, I guess depending on how frequently you use it, a couple days, and you can get rid of it. So it's like if people like want one, and they're trying to wean off, they get rid of their Juuls and like they'll use those. But like some sort of
That was a story too. We didn't talk about it, but we don't have time. But the government's talking about banning flavored Juuls, and I think they're going to.
Well, yeah, a lot of kids have died recently.
there was like a lot of stories like within like a 2-week span of just like a lot of like different stuff happening.
Man, I would say in college, 20%, probably less, 15 to 20% in the 90s of people smoked cigarettes. Very few people smoked marijuana. At least, probably, a couple people did. I was exposed to it sometimes, but because ROTC, you can't do it, blah, blah, blah. But cigarettes, like, even were not super popular.
Oh, well,
but some people
marijuana is like
still
really
did them.
prevalent now too. Like I'd say equivalently
Is
as
it?
much, like probably 75, probably more people than that smoke like relatively regularly at least.
Is it just at parties,
No.
or is it like walking to class?
Not weed in
marijuana,
class. Not
yeah.
marijuana in class, but
I mean, some people, maybe, but
I don't
it's
know.
like,
just
it's
like
not just at parties, though.
just
Like, just
daily, like when you get home, like you smoke. Just at night, just kind of how it goes.
Wow. Well, that is going to do it for this edition of the X&Z podcast. Anything else you would like to add, Generation Z?
Nope.
That's about it.
Aunt Joan and the kitties send their love.
And we send our love to them.